What's up guys, welcome back to Finance to Fly. My name is Luke and I'm here to help you elevate your travel while minimizing your spending. Today we got a new episode of Travel Rewards Weekly What's New, where we cover all the things happening in the points and miles space of the last week. This week we don't have too much news, but we do have a roller coaster of ups and downs, especially with devaluations. So first off, I want to talk about Southwest Airlines. They are starting two new things in February, the first being red-eye flights. So now you'll be able to travel from the West Coast to the East Coast, overnight flights with Southwest. This is the first time they've done this, and I think it's pretty great that they're going to do this. It's going to allow for a little cheaper options for you to fly from the West Coast to the East Coast. And I know a lot of people do like the red-eyes because it saves them time, especially when they have the ability to not care for a red-eye flight. I know personally I don't like red-eye flights too often, but if they're cheap enough, I will take one from LA to Cleveland. I know I've done it in the past, and I would do it again with Southwest, especially from Vegas to Cleveland if I had to. They are also starting to roll out their partnership with Iceland Air. First off, they're going to be flying from Baltimore over to Iceland using Iceland Air airplanes. This partnership is supposed to roll out slowly over the next year or two. I think it's really great that Southwest is now partnering with an international airline, especially like Iceland Air. It can allow for cheap travel over to Europe, especially because Southwest has such a great footprint in the US. You'll be able to travel from Baltimore now to Iceland and then over to Europe, wherever Iceland Air travels to. I know that Baltimore is their first location, but they're also going to be looking at Denver and Nashville as other locations to start rolling out this program. And I'm pretty excited to see what the point value is you can get for paying with these flights, and if you can use points to pay for these flights. I think it's going to provide a great value to the consumer that loves Southwest and has a lot of Southwest points. Quickly, while I got you here, if you could hit that like and subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. It only takes 2 to 3 seconds, helps the channel out a ton. And now back to the video. Now for the downhill part of the roller coaster. KLM and Air France's Flying Blue program recently did a devaluation overnight. They pretty much devalued their award rates anywhere from 20 to 30% right off the bat. And this really cuts down the value that you could get from your Flying Blue points. Pretty much a business class flight was 50,000 points. Now it's 60,000. For premium economy, it was 35. Now it's 40. And then economy, it was 20. And now it's 25. With these devaluations, they did say they are going to open up more award space for these prices, but still it's very disappointing to see that you have to pay 60,000 points for a KLM flight now. I know personally last year I took advantage of a transfer bonus from Chase to KLM and Air France's Flying Blue program for like 20%, and then I took advantage of the promo awards rate, and I think my flight from Toronto to Amsterdam to Stockholm, 4-day stopover in Amsterdam, only cost around 42,000 points. I'm gonna really miss those lower award rates, but I know with their promo awards that they have month to month, I'm sure it's going to be between 45 and 50,000 points they give for business class, and I think there'll still be value in those. The only problem is now with the 60,000 point value, they are competing with Air Canada's Aeroplan, as they also charge 60,000 points for a business class one way, but Air Canada's Aeroplan has lower taxes and fees by around $250 to $300 depending on what flight route you take. I think it's a big turnoff for a lot of people when they want to fly over to Europe for cheap with points, because paying another $250 to $300 on top of the points amount really devalues the flight you're taking. Air Canada having such a massive amount of award space, especially to Zurich, Geneva, stuff like that with their Star Alliance program, I think that Air Canada still has the upper hand on them, most definitely does have the upper hand on them just because the taxes and fees are so cheap. As sad as it is to see the low award prices go, I do hope they open up more availability and allow it for making an easier booking experience for larger groups of 4, 5, 6 people, especially for business class. I know they only had a few award seats per flight, and I think now that they'll have higher award rates and they can open up maybe 5 or 6 business class seats per flight, I think that'll benefit larger groups and the overall outcome, because while they did open up 9 economy seats per flight for award booking, a lot of people don't want to spend their points on economy flights and want to use them for business class flights, and that's why they save up their points. I also hope to see them eventually remove the taxes and fees, or at least lower them for maybe a promotion rate or something like that, just so that they can compete with Air Canada's Aeroplan much more closely. Now that their taxes and fees would be similar to each other, it would just be a matter of where they're going, what your destination is between the 60,000 points. Last up on the list, United currently has a mile play promotion, and it allows you to pretty much earn a few extra miles if you got a flight or trip coming up that you need to take. I know personally I was targeted for spending $300 and then earning 2,500 miles, but I've seen that you can get $250 and earn up to 10,000 miles, whatever it is. You can earn a lot of miles from this just by signing up and booking a flight. I know that for mine, I had a business flight coming up for work, and so I just happened to be able to take advantage of this, and this runs through March 17th, 2025. If you have to take a flight with United, definitely would look to sign up for this if you are targeted for it. It's just an easy way to earn a little bit extra points, and it's the small amount of points that add up over time that really get you somewhere. Real quickly, while there wasn't a lot of news this week, I do want to point out a quick tip to make sure you're taking advantage of a little bit extra bonus points. With rideshare apps like Uber and Lyft, they do have these partner awards where you can earn extra points on top of your rides besides the ones you earn from your credit card. I know for Lyft, they have at least Bilt as a partner, and I think they're losing Delta Airlines. And for Uber, they have Marriott, and I think they're gaining Delta. I would recommend registering for them. It's free points. You get 2 or 3 points per dollar spent on the rides. I know for my Marriott, I earned around 2,800 points last year just from booking with Uber, and I think those add up. I mean, over time, you add that up after 5 or 10 years, that's a free night just because you decided to sign up for the partner rewards. It doesn't cost you anything, and just a couple extra points per ride, per dollar spent. It's nice to see that, especially with Lyft being partners with Bilt. I think you can get a lot of value out of those points, and I know it's 2 points per dollar spent. Say you spend $1,000 with Lyft each year, you can get 2,000 Bilt points. I mean, that's a decent amount of Bilt points, especially because those can be transferred to a lot of good transfer partners like Hyatt, Alaska, and a few other transfer partners like that. Surprisingly enough, not a lot of news came out this week. I think it's a lot coming out next week and the week after. I know a lot of transfer bonuses just ended on the 15th, and there's not been a lot of sign-up bonuses recently that are high valued or I guess different from what we've seen before. So I'm hoping over the next week or two we get a lot more news and a lot more transfer bonuses so that we can cover on. But wrapping things up, what do you think? What do you think of the Southwest and Iceland Air partnership? What do you think of the KLM Air France's Flying Blue point devaluation? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you could hit that like and subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, have a great day.